Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Now, the name of tonight's beer might sound familiar if you've been active in the beer tube community for like, I don't know, a good 10, 15 years. Because there's a beer tuber by the same name. This one's called Albino Rhino. A pretty cool cartoon label there. This is from Prairie Artisan Ales. So they call this a white stout with cocoa nibs, vanilla, and coffee, 6% ABV. Krebs Brewing out of Oklahoma. And this was canned February, at the end of February, so just a little over 2 months old when I'm filming this. All right, so I poured it into the glass, and that seems more like an amber to me than golden. It's got a bit of a haze to it. You get a little bit of a kind of off-white foam, but it has fizzled away. Let's give this thing a smell. Definitely smells like coffee. Yeah, has kind of a coffee creamer or cold brew coffee kind of aroma to it. Yeah, definitely a chocolatey note on there as well. So I mean, they're calling it's basically like I assume this is probably like an amber ale base or just some kind of generic golden ale base, and then they just threw these spices in there. By the way, this would have been this is a good beer for spice or vegetable. There's no such thing as like a white stout, you know. It's just a marketing term for really any SHV type beer. So, yeah, pretty much all I smell is, you know, coffee and candy. If it tastes as good as it smells, I'll be happy. Cheers. Yeah. Tastes like coffee and candy. I had a beer similar to this, I don't know, like 2 or 3 Christmases ago. Maybe Santa's White Christmas Stout, which was also, they call it a golden ale or white stout or whatever. You know, so this does not taste like a stout. I mean, when you think stout, you think like roastiness, obviously, just dark malt. And this, to me, is, like I said, just going off the appearance, probably an amber ale base or some kind of generic golden ale, but with these, you know, coffee and sweet spices. I actually get the vanilla first. It's interesting. It's like it's, you know, pretty sweet, not ridiculously sweet. It's only 6% ABV, so it's like, how sweet could it be, really? And then the coffee comes in. Actually, the coffee's kind of like in the, you know, it's. I noticed it from the start to finish, but like it really hits like at the apex to give like a coffee flavor and kind of offer a bitterness to contrast that sweet vanilla. I'm trying to concentrate on like the actual base beer here, but there isn't a whole lot going on. I assume it's probably a very, I don't want to say basic, but you know, let's just say simple recipe, non-crazy recipe. I don't know. I always like when brewers use coffee in styles other than stouts. It's an interesting flavor, like because coffee really is a spice, if you think about it. Well, at least when you use it in beer, because it's just adding flavor, but it's not boosting up ABV. There's no sugar in coffee, as far as I know. You know, I've homebrewed beers kind of like this. What they should have done was throw lactose in there, and they could have went for like a full, you know, vanilla latte type beer. There is like a slight kind of appleiness in here. And I don't know if that's just like a yeast ester or a slight bit of acetaldehyde. It's not distracting at all. Although it's funny, I was just looking on Tavour, and somebody called it just tastes like Miller Lite with coffee added to it. Yeah, I think that whatever that appleiness is, I think that's just a natural kind of yeast ester. I don't know what kind of yeast they're using. Could be some kind of British strain, which would account for it. Or at least I don't get butter on it, so it's probably not Ringwood or anything. Yeah, so I mean, this beer is what it claims to be. I would say it's kind of basic and repetitive. It's easy to drink. You know, it's 6% ABV, so it's not like super strong. Body and mouthfeel, probably about medium. Yeah, probably about medium, maybe medium low carbonation. I'll say it's smooth. It's not like crisp like a lager. And it has kind of like a bittersweet aftertaste, like the coffee and the vanilla linger. So it makes you kind of thirsty. It makes you want to keep drinking more. I don't know. This isn't like, to me, it's not like sweet enough to be like a dessert beer in and of itself, unless you had like a 6-pack of this or something. I'm not sure what I would do as far as like a food pairing with it. It's just kind of nice. This is like one of those nice beers that just kind of sit and savor on its own. By the way, I got this on Tavour, and this is one I remember ordering like around Christmas or Thanksgiving of last year, or like to putting on the wait list. So this was supposed to come like 2 crates ago, and it finally came in the April crate. So speaking of Tavour, if you want to get a beer like this, sign up with Tavour. Use that QR code or go in the description box or the pinned comment. That link will take you right to the app. Download that, and there's a 6-digit code, and that refers me to you, or I don't know, but you know the deal. Now that it's like starting to warm up, like I'm actually starting to get like a slight kind of pepper flavor, which is kind of normal with coffee beers. Yeah, this one's good. It's not great. Love the album, or the album art, the can art, I guess you could call it. Yeah, so I'm gonna give this a solid 7 out of 10. I'm not sure it was worth like waiting 6 months, because like I said, I ordered this I think before Christmas or maybe even before Thanksgiving of last year, and it's just been a long wait. Although the price was fairly reasonable. So, I mean, if you see this one, pick it up. And if Albino Rhino, the beer tuber, is watching, shout out to him. Would love to have you on my podcast sometime. Maybe that'll happen. I know I highly, highly doubt he can get that in Canada, so that's why I didn't wait for him to drink it with me. So anyway, I am rambling. If you watch all the way in, you know you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you for Chad's Beer Podcast. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.